Bonani,
welcome back. We are back.
Do you like our new setup? Tell us if you like it or not. We're making do with what we have.
I'm just putting spice.
This is, you know, we were like, do you like the white background of the other videos? Do you like this one? Let us know.
People said the white background.
Also, I didn't want to say it before you got dressed or after you got dressed, but we're matching. I wanted to say that just right now that we're on camera.
Yeah, we actually
I said before, I really like it. I'm actually gonna get myself a sweater like this,
and I'll make sure that when you're wearing it, I'm wearing something different.
You have a daughter now, so we're going to have to match. Now we don't have a choice. It's not even a choice now. It's anyway. Sanbonani, what's up? Welcome back to another episode, another video, another washimacall. My name is Bully, and I didn't introduce myself the last time. My name is Bully for those who are new, and this is my husband for those who are new.
Kevin.
But Kev, it's guys, please Kev. Also, it's not Kelvin.
Yo.
Advertise someone was like Kelvin. How Njani? Njani?
Even a match.
No guys, it's not Kelvin, it's Kevin. Okay, it's Kevin. Or Baba Kubo or Babaga AC or however you want to say it. Alright.
I love it.
So today's video, I don't want to waste time. I want to get straight into today's video. This was actually supposed to be a wife talk, as I explained to you.
I'm featured in wife talk.
So this was supposed to be a wife talk topic, and I told you guys the wife talks topic is something that, you know, the Holy Spirit will inspire me and then give me a person to go to. So I literally like hunt down that person the best, and like until I can get them, because I believe they're the only ones who can chop it up. However, it's been 6 months of waiting for this particular person to be on the platform, and I just guess they're too cool for school, you know, like it's tough out here.
At least it's hard out here. But
I don't know, but I mean, look, it's been a long time, and I also don't think they because if they wanted to, they would have been here. So it happened to the best of us, you know. Not everyone wants to be on this platform, so it's okay. True. So yeah, no hard feelings, definitely no hard feelings. It is what it is. So I thought, so not even I thought, you know, this morning Holy Spirit was like, Kevin. I'm like, yeah, why not just chop it up with the boo thing? So today we're going to be talking about just honesty and transparency, how important revealing your full truth is, especially when you're meeting someone or when you're dating. I'm going to say like dating, because obviously you can't be telling Dipiri to every Tom, Dick and Harry, but it's important that if you're going to build, that's what heard her. But if you're gonna build, you know, with someone, I think it's really, really important to just come out and tell your truth. Now we're not gonna disclose to everyone,
which is true.
Yeah, we this was also inspired by I was forced to watch a particular series on Netflix. And what I got, no, I'm not gonna tell them because I don't want them to watch it, because I don't like the stuff. You know me, I don't like the stuff.
She's shy. This one.
No, I'm not shy. I don't like such things. I don't. So yeah, I was skipping through a lot of the parts, but the storyline as a whole, I think is quite interesting, right? And I realized that in this particular series, this lady could have saved herself a lot of, you know, she's married, but she had a wild past, and then she went and married her husband, and she didn't reveal her full self of where she came from, but and what she liked and this life that she lived, and then and this man's like, I don't even know you, you know,
a different person.
It's a different person. So we want to talk about those things. We want to talk about how important it is to be open and come with your full truth before you get married.
It's true.
I think it's important. Let's not waste any more time. Let's just get straight into the video. Honesty during the dating phase. So I remember when I met you, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the people, funny enough, who meet me now, I remember even like my friends who didn't know me obviously back then, and when I tell them like, no, this is, you know, the life I used to live, and it's not, guys, I wasn't out there doing hard drugs, smoking. No, I didn't. I just had a nice.
No, you know, I
enjoyed the time that I had, you know, being a kid and exploring and experimenting, I guess.
And she enjoyed you fully.
Yeah. So, but obviously, especially when you grow up in a particular, or in a Christian household, or even when you grow up in the Christian community as a whole, when you get to church, or when you go back to church and you've lived your life, la-di-da, and then you get back to church, there's almost this thing of people coming across as perfect. Especially when we were in the youth circle. Nobody did anything. Nobody.
They'll ask, when was the last time you kissed? They're all saying
nobody.
A year ago.
Everyone was a virgin. I mean, that's just the assumption, especially for people. Everyone was a virgin. Nobody experimented. Nobody smoked weed before. Nobody smoked even a cigarette.
No one had sex.
No one had sex before. No one drank alcohol. So you get to that point where, or no one partied before, you know. So you get into an environment like that. So I met you in that environment. And obviously you had preconceived ideas about me.
Oh yes,
and I had about you. And it was one of those things where even when we got into a relationship, you know, I was like to Kev, when was the last time you kissed someone? And you're like, it's been 5 years. And I'm like, one thing about me.
It was 5 years. It was 5 years.
You know, one thing about him, like, I don't know if that's going to work, but I'll respect your decision. I'm like, is kissing something you want to do or you don't want to do? And obviously, no kissing. I was like, this is fine.
I went to pray.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy about that, but I like, you know, but it's fine.
Like the honesty,
but that's what I'm saying. That was one of the things where we as Christians we get into the whole dating thing and not being honest about what we want, you know. I'd rather you tell me that I like to go out, I like to drink, I like to this, I like to that. Then I know what I'm signing up for. The reason I'm saying this is that we get married. Ne? Fast forward, we get married. You didn't do all these things before. Then we get married. House. It's this. And I didn't know all those things. And I think that puts people in a predicament because they were signing up honestly for someone they didn't know. Why were you not honest or truthful about this is what you want? And it gets even worse when people find themselves in situations like sex, you know, especially as a married couple that I didn't know you were like this. You know, I thought, you know, things could be like this, but I didn't know that this is what you wanted, where else you had a past that you didn't disclose. So in your opinion, why do you think people are scared, you know, to disclose their full truths with regards to where they come from, etc., and the experiences they had, especially when they meet someone?
I think the reason why people they don't disclose is because they think, number one, bazoba chacha, and they don't understand their background and why they made that decision. Like for instance, when I first saw you, bruh, I thought to myself, Amuntuzuwala. No ways. I saw your pictures on Instagram. Yeah.
Why do you act as if my my pictures were in the like
bruh,
like hope like a hito? My pictures were I was always dressed.
You were sexy, bruh. The thing
I'm a sexy person.
No, you are.
But so now whose fault is that? I'm dressed.
It's fine. So we come from a place where a Christian lady has to be this way. But when I saw you, and I was like, she's Christian, maybe she's new, but let me try her. So I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I thought I'm Nangzo. I even told my friends, but I sat down with you and I realized that you actually have like true, core, strong Christian values.
I'm actually strict.
And then when I was like, yo, this lady, she's beautiful, she's sexy, and on top of that, she's a Christian, and then I can build something with it. So that was my perception. So I didn't judge you and I allowed you to actually speak. So people, they don't go to, I don't know, to the truth because they try to hide. They always have that facade.
They think that they won't get
they think
what they are signing up for, or get true. To that finish. Let me say it's the starting line of marriage because of the situations that have happened before.
So for me, I was honest. I'm like, bruh, if you don't like this, it's okay.
Did we ever find ourselves in a situation, or you personally say that I
don't think so, hey? I haven't told you even the details, the ones that you don't even like.
Yeah.
I told you all the details because actually day one, I told you everything and I knew I'm pouring out. If you don't like it, it's okay.
Yeah.
At least that's the truth. That's what you know about me and we're going forward. So
yeah. There were experiences that I thought that, oh my gosh, I
shouldn't have told you.
Not shouldn't have told you, but I'm like, he doesn't need to know this. And for me, especially when it would come from certain services, you know, like at youth and whatever, especially when we're getting like really, really serious, I'd always come back and share something with you.
I like that.
Share something like, because there's some things that you don't think about, honestly, that you don't think is important, and then there are other things that you know, you're like, this one I'm tying with this one. This one is never gonna know. And the truth of the matter is, granted, even if the person doesn't know, but what I realize is that spiritually it could open certain doors, especially when you're trying to build, because in the last video we were talking about having a strong foundation. But how are you going to have a strong foundation where you've left certain bricks out of, or pieces of cement, or strengthening or rebar from the foundation that you're actually trying to build? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
So even if it's a hard thing, I think it's an important thing that even if you've had a particular past and you feel like, oh my gosh, maybe as a woman, you know, and you're marrying a husband who is a virgin, for example, we never know, and you feel like, Elaine by 16, you know, I feel like
you won't tell.
No, I feel like, be honest.
Yeah, I was about to say, yo, 16, tell me. Then I know, 16.
Oh, but at the same time, which we can get into it now, I think another reason, the pros and cons, right, for me, let me say the cons about telling people like that is that you guys also, girls are more afraid because I remember when we were dating when we'd have conversations like, what have your experiences been? How many people have you slept with? How many people have you kissed? Ningaki. You know, it was that thing of you like, if your experience was like,
if it's la,
yeah,
ningang chacha,
but Kev always said, if a lady ever had sex with 3 people, more than 3?
I said more than 5.
More than 5.
Yeah, which is my opinion, by the way.
Yeah, that was his opinion.
Yeah.
More than 5. He was like, no, count me out. But I was like, oh, that's fine. How many have you?
Because I know it's less than 5. I knew.
Ningaki. You understand? But that's besides the point. So it's instances like that where you have a particular thing, rubric. I come and I'm like,
so I might as well keep quiet. I think that's where it comes from.
So those are the cons. I think that's one of the cons, you know, of people coming and disclosing or not wanting to disclose. I think another con, though, or reason why people don't want to disclose or are not open to disclosing certain things is because in a fight and in an argument, people use it against. People use it against, you know. And I think that's one of the things, guys, you know, especially if you're trying to build in a relationship, don't, when it gets hurt like a heater.
When I'm done was a nice 16.
Or you with this, or you with that, because people disclose a lot of things.
They do.
People disclose deep things, and people use that against you. Your weaknesses, you know, people use that against you in an argument, and I don't think that's fair. I think as people we really need to have emotional intelligence when dealing with certain things, because if you want people to open up and trust you about certain things,
it takes a lot.
100%. It takes a lot for a person to tell you, but in me telling you, I'm telling you that I trust you, so don't throw that back in my face.
Yeah, I know. Because once you do that, to me, because it's like you're taking my head and you're saying, this is what I'm showing you. Now be hurt because of your past. I'll keep quiet. Like genuinely, I would. So,
but I think it breaks what you're trying to build.
Communication,
Because I'm not going to tell you anything anymore. I'm not going to tell you how I feel. I'm not going to tell you this, that, or the other. 100%. The reason why people are afraid to disclose certain things is because people tell other people. Another con.
I don't even have an issue with that. Maybe tell them more.
What do you mean? No. If I tell you something, there's certain things that I feel like shouldn't even leave your lips.
That's true.
Especially if it's got to do with me. Especially I'm building a relationship with you. I don't think there should be any grounds for you to go and tell your boys about something that is deep for me when I'm disclosing certain things. I think there must be. You must learn how to weigh certain issues. If you know that something is 100%, if you know that something is this deep, you know,
don't have to say.
I don't think you should tell.
That's what I'm saying to you. You can talk more about that, because I never had that problem. I would always know, with this one I can tell, this one I can't tell. Even with my friends at work, even with what I see at work, there's things that I keep to myself. I'm like, as a doctor, I can't say it.
I think in general, you guys are not allowed to tell anything.
But anyway.
For me, if I'm telling you something, I'm expecting you not to tell your mom about it. I'm expecting you not to tell your sister about it. I'm expecting you not to tell your friends about it.
Yeah.
Because it's something that is hectic. And this is something even when we're dating, But what do you do if you tell someone something heavy and they don't know what to do with that information, because it might alter the dynamic of your relationship, maybe just for that time? Can they seek counsel about it?
So that heavy stuff that you told me, is it affecting you?
Let me tell you this. Okay, so for example, and at least we don't have names, but true story, no lies. So a particular person, right? They were dating, it was Makreste, yes, I'm celibate or I'm a virgin or whatever the case may be. They're doing marriage counseling. Turns out just by marriage, just as they're finishing marriage counseling, and when you finish marriage counseling, you're literally getting married like in the next month.
That's true.
And it turns out Dibra isn't he's been having sex, not only likes sex, but he's been having sex with prostitutes, I think. Prostitutes. He has an issue with lust. He's been having sex with prostitutes on the side. Sure. But he loves this particular woman, and this is the heavy thing that he's doing. This is his issue. This is his baggage. He can't, even if he's with this lady and he's getting fulfilled or whatever the case may be, but this is something that is, that's that issue that he has, and he didn't disclose it, but now you're literally about to say I do, and you realize your fiance the whole time has been doing 50 Shades of Grey with other people. What do you do? Because they didn't disclose at that time, Wuti, I have an itch, and this itch is hectic.
And the guy said it after Msada.
No, he said they found out. I just happened to find out, as a fiance, as the lady, you just happened to find out, like maybe through a receipt or somewhere, somehow, but you happen to find out, Wuti, this is something that's been going on.
Oh, I'd sit down with him like, okay, tell me, and when this happens, what comes to your mind? So first thing for me, I'd like to understand your mind, your thinking.
Okay.
And if I understand your thinking, I can understand your actions. Then I won't judge you. And then I'll go back to our marriage counselors. I'm saying, that man uthanda isipanana too much, and sex and addiction, so let's fix it. I won't keep quiet. So that one, no.
So in that case,
that is affecting the relationship. If it affects the relationship,
but what do you do? You're about to say I do to me, and you find out that the month before, 2 weeks before, I've been having sex with someone else. What do you do? You're about to say I do. Do you say no more waiting for now?
Yeah, no.
Do you say no more relationship?
Yeah,
honestly, no more. Like we're done.
Before you busy, but more figure game is just bamba.
No, that's not the point. What do you do? It's not about the leftover situation as a person.
I'd put that ceremony on pause, because we need to fix the relationship. Ceremony is just one day, bro.
Do you think it's still be invested in the relationship?
If I love you, and then if you're willing to change and fix yourself, I would continue. And that's where I would walk with you side by side in bumping a side. But if you let go of my hand and you want to go back, But that's the thing. If I'm saying, I'm fully committed to you, even with your issues. But let me try. At least let me try to help you. But if you're not willing to be helped by me, why should I continue to find myself in this union? Hi. It will hurt, but we move on, sure.
What are the pros of being able to tell someone? Because I know we're talking about the cons,
the pros.
What are the pros of being able to come clean about certain things that we go through?
Which is lovely, because I remember I had one sex talk where we'll talk about with the gents. So I'd say so when the guy has erectile dysfunction or maybe low libido, when I was reading the stats shows with all the guys that disclose these issues to their ladies, just by telling their partners, they have a 60% chance higher of actually improving in this. So instead of you handling this issue alone, when it comes back, then me too this time. So if you can see with your bra, my thing is not working, you know.
And this is something they're supposed to say maybe before getting married or while dating?
Once, I don't know, me now, I would say once I start to see Guti as an issue, I'll tell you, Guti, this thing is not working. I don't know why. Maybe I'm overthinking, I'm not eating well, I'm not sleeping. Help me with this. And trust me, once I involve you, it's a vulgar, see too, because it's not only my problem, it's our problem. So,
but it mustn't be my problem when it's too late.
Yeah,
you're gonna tell me before, but I can't help you before. I must just make the decision. If I still want to help you,
because
or if I want to support you, not help, support you in the journey, then I know on a wedding night, if things are not too good, then I understand.
That's when I would tell you, okay, stress, this.
You'll tell me on the wedding night.
No, I'm saying, I wouldn't know, but this thing is not working because I'm not using it. But I can only find out after using it. Then I would tell you, it's been 3 days. So what can I do? Help me with this. I'm gonna seek professional help, which is fine, but you need to be here with me and you need to be patient because mess papa so papa see too. So I don't know what you guys say, but I would tell you me.
I think a pro is that it does build that trust. But what I like about it is that it puts it. We need to realize that when you disclose something, as a person who is disclosing, you're not in charge of how the other person needs to feel or handle the situation. You're not in charge of how you think they need to handle the situation, because you're coming to them with the issue. You can't tell them, but I want you to stay. Or you can say, I would like your support. Yes, I'd like your support. But know that in the journey of honesty, you don't have the right to determine how the other person should handle it and or feel.
Which is true.
I think that's really important. Then they must know, if I'm deciding to settle for this particular issue or whatever, at least I know what I'm signing up for. Because what I've realized, guys, is that I don't think you guys really understand that people will date for years, and then when they get married, it's like a whole new person, and you don't understand who this person is that you've been dating. There's like a complete 180. Like, oh, I thought you were like this, but you're not like that. And that's often times where people find themselves either going outside of their marriage or just divorcing as a whole, because you went and married someone that you didn't know. You know, people don't talk. When people are dating, I'm like, but what do you talk about if you're not talking about the important stuff? No, and we said that the last time. We don't want to be. I don't want to be talking about. So how many flowers are you gonna buy me tomorrow? Nah, who cares? I want to know
how
your blood type.
I
want to know so many things about you, so that at least when I get in there, I know fully what I'm signing up for. That's the reason of, this is the reason why we 100%. This is the reason why we show one another our bank statements, or at least where we are financially at that time before we take a step to marriage, because I need to know. Don't ungangifihlela izinto bese mazikushubela zingishubele because we're married in community of property now and then now I'm also manje bayolanda imoto yami because I never expected it 100%. Exactly. A pro is that it does build a good foundation.
It really does.
It builds a good foundation, and it makes your relationship much more stronger, especially if you've decided to go through that together.
That's true.
Yeah. But I want to also ask something. You know me, I just like choops, right? People hold marriage in such a high esteem, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. And they say there's certain things you can't just leave a person for. Someone does not disclose a certain thing. Is that a strong enough reason for you to leave the marriage? Because you signed up for one thing. When I got married to you in a particular understanding that, okay, I know Kevin is A. But then when we get married, you decide to reveal B. Is me leaving you, is that a strong enough grounds for me to leave you on? For example, the story that we heard for this particular person who, the lady, she married this guy, and he didn't have a situation. He didn't have a penis, right? Yeah, he cut it off.
Oh, no, he had an accident.
It was an accident, so it was a medical reason. For whatever reason, he didn't have a situation. He didn't have a situation. And
but how?
And she only found out.
Touching.
Neku.
Abra.
Neku. So he didn't have a situation, and this lady only found out on the wedding night, right? That the whole time you're dating, you didn't even want to tell me that like I'm waiting.
That's what I'm like, when you have
when I'm no, let's baby rest.
Anyway, continue.
When we're supposed, like, you know, there I am, my bridesmaids or my friends giving me lingerie. I know it's lingerie. Lingerie. I'm dressed to the nines. I'm coming out the shower like
lemon, orange, strawberry lubes.
And then when we get there, like, it's not there. He does not have a guy, and it's like, when do it becomes? Do you think that's good enough ground to leave a person?
Me, I'll tell you personally. If I was that lady, no. You have been waiting and no show.
Is it because you're not going to have sex, or is it because the person didn't tell you?
It's both. It's 60% person doesn't have this thing and need to be fulfilled. 40% there's no trust. That's a huge thing.
I think I would consider leaving. I don't know.
Consider.
I don't know what. I don't know what I would do, but I think I would also be like, cut, because you didn't tell me, and this is a huge thing.
That's a huge part for you.
This is a huge thing, and not even the sex, but this thing that you're revealing is a huge thing. It's not like, oh, I shaved my eyebrows, that's why I don't have hair on my brows. No, this is a huge thing. This has got to do with the future of your kids, right? Outside of sex, this has got to do with the future of us, or the possibility of us having kids. What implication is it? What are the implications when it comes to building a family? And then the issue of intimacy, which maybe you would have been able to find ways around that. But then, it's the kids thing, you know, and what this person thinks as well. So in that instance of that particular person, apparently, Batishi stayed, the lady, ne?
Yes, she stayed. A few months.
No. She stayed.
Stayed?
Yeah. Oh. I think she stayed.
She's strong.
She begazelled. I don't think that would be possible.
That's woman of God right there.
But that's what I'm saying. It's so important to talk about such things, because I think revealing certain things in marriage will cause so much more of a hiccup. Why don't you just tell me?
So
that I know, you know?
With sex, it's not a big deal for you, but say it. You can see, I'm excited. When I speak of sex, and when I speak of sex, you're like, oh, all right, it's that thing. Then you don't tell me. No, you must tell me before. So. But
this is what I'm saying, especially in the Christian community, we don't want to come across as, imagine, like, obviously in the Christian community where people already want to expect that, you know, sex is not at the top of your list, so it's not important because we're not having sex or dating, so it's not important to disclose those things. I think it's important to disclose those things.
It is. I think also Christianity, what it steals from us, it steals the fact that you need to be human. You are human first.
100%.
You're a Christian. You have desires, you have thoughts, you have feelings, and then Christianity, I don't know why people they do that, but it just makes them to be like, I'm a robot, and I didn't like that. And that's one thing you told me. You would show when God told you to your guys in church, you were starting to think, just
someone boring.
Different.
But that was honestly my thoughts, in a sense that I preferred to date people who are not necessarily in the church community, because at that time, because I felt like they were more honest, you know. I knew that I'm signing up for a person who likes to do this, and the guys outside of church are extremely honest about it. I mean, look, granted, there are some people who have their issues or whatever, but in most cases I knew that if he's got an issue with this, I could see it coming. It wasn't hidden. But now guys from church, sometimes you just like, this one is big. Why didn't you say anything? You know, whether it's porn addictions, and you know what, guys, these things are valid. These things are valid. People go through, even you in Christ, people go through things where if you have a particular addiction, it's valid because you are human. There are aspects to you that are human. I think it's better for you to tell people that these are my weaknesses. This is me going through stuff so that I can be able to help you through it. For example, I know, and I know it might be a small thing, but I know of my parents that my dad came to my mom and was like, my dad was such and such a person, he wasn't the best. If I'm not too sure 100% abusive, but along those lines of anger, and there was a whole lot of anger, and alcohol was involved. And he's like, I don't want to be this person. He told my mom that, I don't want to be this person. And these are the signs that, unfortunately, because I'm his child, these are the signs I can see myself becoming like him, but I don't want to be like him. So help me not to walk that particular path. When you see this, know that it's a trigger. It's about to begin, and
it's a very deep one. And continue. Sorry. No, I've listened to this story, but I'm getting something different. It's quite profound. Sure, continue.
And I don't want to be like that. And I don't want to do that. Help me. And I think in that case, then it's much more better than you're trying to suppress a really deep issue and act like you've got everything under control because you're born again, saved and sanctified. But there are things that you haven't dealt with and things that you haven't come clean with. Because outside of being born again and accepting Jesus Christ in your heart as your Lord and Savior, that's great. And if you die, you're going to heaven. Great stuff. Sharp. But there are some things in your soul that need to be worked out. That's why the Bible speaks about work out your salvation with fear and trembling. You work out your salvation. It's not that you are working out the finished work of Jesus. That's got to do with your spirit. But within your soul, there are things that you need soul, because we live in a body. It's our soul, our mind that determines what this does, right? Because when you act out in the flesh, I'm seeing what's happening in your soul. I'm seeing how you think. I'm seeing what you believe. I'm seeing all these things. That's what we need to work out. We need to work out our anger. We need to work out our addictions. We need to work out the bad decisions that we are either going to make or have the possibility to make, or the issues that we just haven't dealt with.
I like what your father did. He went and he found out what was battling with his father. And one thing I always rephrase is that work out your battles. So I always tell men this, Guti, if it's possible, I'm still going to do it even more. If you can see it from far, Guti, your father, who, if he's still alive, what did he struggle with? Ask him. And if you can see his struggles, which, okay, he's doing this, there's a high chance it might come to you, and then go find out and research about it. If it's the same thing you can see in you, then if you have a partner, baby, I've seen my father do 1, 2, 3, 4. He was not doing this. I don't want to do that. Make sure you protect me. So once you say that to your wife, trust me, bruh, things are going to be nice and easy and beautiful. That's why I'm saying, I'm getting so much information again. Even if you told me, sure, I need to go back and saying, what are my father's battles, so that I know, I don't have to battle with this. I need to build. I need to be Solomon. I don't need to be David. David has been fighting. I need to build going forward. So we need to grow, bruh.
Yeah. This is so important for us to not only do a whole lot of self-searching when we're single, but once we realize the things that we deal with, when we are dating, bring those things up. Not when I think when you're married, it's a bit too late. I think it's too late. We've got other things to build. The dating should be the foundation phase, and it's for you to be disclosing those things and being honest about the things that you've not only suffering with or dealing with, but the things that you've been through, so that at least I know parts of your life and the things that you might like, this is how I lived back then, and I still kind of enjoy it, and at least I know. You get what I'm saying? At least I know. Then for you to sign me up to a fake life, when you know deep down inside, I'm bored. I'm bored, and this is not the life that I want to live.
Don't do that.
So for me, that's what I think that we should do, especially as people, as when you're in a relationship. Tell people openly and honestly the things that you're going through or the things that you have been through. Use a lot of discretion. don't tell any Tom, Dick and Harry, because that person might not be in your life for a long time, but you can always gauge. I feel like you always know as a person when things are getting serious, you know. Gauge via knowing and the steps that you're taking through a relationship. Maybe even when you are engaged, to say, okay, now that I see that you're committing, before we continue, can I just let you know, you know, and I held this back because I didn't want to tell someone who I thought was just going to be temporary. Then at least I think that's fair enough, you know.
Dating for the next coming 5-6 years.
Yeah, I think tell someone who you can trust and really commit. And for someone who is told you, have the emotional intelligence to deal with the situation. Find some help if you're not too sure how to navigate it, depending on its depth. But also don't throw it back in the person's face when they have told you, you know. And then make a decision. Also, don't, if you feel like you can't deal with it, then be honest to say, thank you so much for telling me, but I don't think I'd like to sign up for this. I think that's fair.
And also, when you tell your partner your issues, just see how they respond, and it will tell you Guti bazo respond when they have issues in marriage. If someone, you tell them we have this issue and they're not understanding where you're coming from, they're judging you, they're pushing you away, that's how it's going to be so just gauge those things and saying, okay, I told that person but the response, it's not what maybe I would want, but it's not going to build a relationship, so go.
So that's it, guys. We hope that you've enjoyed that video. I hope it's been a conversation starter. And comment in the comment
to be married soon,
or even just dating and who are building and really want to build something solid. Comment below, you know what to do, and subscribe and tell a friend, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.